greatness? In sports, it's a term that, in one sense, can only be measured over time. A player becomes a Hall of Famer, and a team becomes a dynasty only after years of performing at a high level. But at any given moment in the NBA, the mission of any given player is simpler, played out in the here and now. Put the ball in the basket, or turn that ball the other way. Sometimes it takes five men to get the job done. Sometimes one man has to rise above on his own. It can be a question of raw talent or of pure desire. And it can happen in the seventh game of the NBA Finals. Or in the opening seconds of an early season game. In this sense, greatness can present itself in an instant. A single play can become a defining image of how high a player can reach. And the greatest plays can represent the inspiration for the next generation of NBA stars and fans. The elements of greatness, like skill, timing, or the importance of the situation, work together in different ways to make every great moment unique. Blocked shots, great hustle, teamwork, and buzzer beaters all can take their place as historic plays based on the different skills they require. 100 great plays could be compiled 100 ways. One would be 10 plays in 10 different categories. And that is what follows. In the NBA's formative years, almost all the action took place below the rim. Only the rare big man like George Mikan of the Minneapolis Lakers would dare take to the air to dunk the basketball. Like a baby taking his first steps, the league's early stars were learning to navigate a new dimension.
I would take two or three dribbles, and that was about the extent of it. But if I took four, I'd kick it up in the stands somewhere.
Elgin Baylor, who debuted in 1958, became the first to master the skies.
Nobody changed basketball more than Elgin Baylor. Baylor would just blow your socks off. You never seen anything like that before. That he was a forerunner of everything that came thereafter.
In the 1970s, Dr. J. Julius Erving built on Baylor's foundation.
Amazing!
Turning the slam dunk into an art form.
I think to be a great superstar who is creative and to be a change agent in the sport, you really can't put any limitations on what you might do.
The doctor gave way to a generation of showmen, including Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film.
Dominique! No! Block that! Oh, what a move by Dominique!
Great thing about Dominique was every game, during the game at some point, I would say, man, he can't top that one.
Wilkins on the loose, that's freaky.
And then the next game, I'll be saying, man, he can't top that one. He topped his moves every game.
Soon, the dunk would evolve again in the hands of Michael Jordan.
He just makes you wish that for one day and for 10 seconds that you could fly in the air.
I don't believe what I just saw! I saw man fly!
Once the NBA was airborne, there was no turning back. And though its roots are still in the ground, the game will forever flower somewhere in the stratosphere.
I just shake my head and I say, God, this is not the game we played 30 years ago. It's been said often enough that, the game today is being played above the rim.
He was with the birds, flying and soaring to the rack.
Taking him out as a subject. Here we got a dribble drive, change of direction by Bryant. And done.
I think that's what the fans came to see. If you talk about elevation, he went up to the rafters before he decided to put somebody on a poster.
The eighth rebound already. Barkley. Nobody cut him off. Barkley went all the way for the slam.
They call that coast to coast.
And picked up by Drexler. Here he comes. Fakes it all the way. And gets it home. Coast to coast. By Drexler.
The line and let it go below. Mercy, nurse.
Goes to the foot race. Here he comes. Doctor looks for daylight. With meaning, he took that to the hoop. Julius serving on his approach pass to the takeoff. About 12 feet from the basket, looking right up and over for Rose.
Starks goes. So big. What a spectacular move. They swarm him in that double. They do on the baseline. Now Kemp going to the hoop. Seconds remaining in the game. 13 on the shot clock. Down low for Dominique. Baseline drive. Dominique. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that jam? I don't know how he did that. Dominique. Oh, my goodness. That was one of the most fantastic dunks of all time. Malone passes deflected. Going to be stolen
Smith with the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk. The doctor made a sensational play. The slam, he just swung that baby way around. Michael Jordan at his best. There's very few people on this planet that can do this.
He's just simply amazing.
The alley-oop combines elements of teamwork, pinpoint passing, timing, and dunking, and melds them into a breathtaking spectacle.
Something about alley-oop that gets everybody going. It means that you're having one guy being very unselfish, throwing it to a teammate, and a teammate finishing the play. So that's teamwork.
Backdoor. Oh my! Hardaway.
I like catching lobs, but I still have to go back to throwing them because it's always satisfying and enjoyable to see the ball go in the air and see the guy go up and catch it.